All right. So for those of you just joining us, because I will have cut most of that nonsense for the YouTube VOD, let's go ahead and see where we are at in second grade. We are 31% of the way through second grade. We have finished up add and subtract within 20, add and subtract within 100, because for some reason I skipped ahead. That's fine. So we're probably looking at place value and add and subtract within 1,000 today. The next few topics after that are pretty short, so I might be able to work one of those in, but no promises. Let's take a look at place value. Place value blocks within 100 or within 1,000. So the skills summary here is we're going to start out with intro to place value. Let's see what they mean by this. Which place value model shows 806? Okay, so we're used to using these blocks, right? We've used these blocks before. We're looking for 806. We know this isn't 806 because these are only tens and ones, right? This is only a two-digit number. But here on B, now we have these big square blocks, and those square blocks are each 100. They are 10 tens all glued together, okay? So this would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 800. I see 0 tens, so we would put a 0 in between it to sort of mark the place. That's how the decimal system works. And I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 individual blocks. That says 806 to me. Let's take a look at C, though, and see what it gets wrong. C looks like it has 800s, 800s here. Yeah, I said that right. But I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tens here. So this is 860, not 806. And again, really pushing forward and driving home the fact that the tens place is just made up of 10 ones all bunched together, and that the hundreds place is just made up of 10 tens all bunched together. We still have not even talked about multiplication, but we're already looking at exponents essentially. So that one's wrong. B is the correct one. What number is shown by the place value blocks? Well, this is going to be kind of hard for you to see. I'll try to zoom in a little bit. I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I see 900. I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10. So that's 963. But let's go ahead and analyze these answers. 963 is the correct answer. But again, since we're just sort of starting this, let's see if we can figure out where some of these other answers might have come from. 369, not nice. That would have been sort of a backwards reading, right? If you for some reason counted these as hundreds and these as ones, then I could see that being a problem if you counted them wrong. 603, I don't even know. They probably just came up with that one off of nowhere. 936, though, again, I could easily see a student putting 936 and getting it wrong and thinking, oh my God, I'm a failure. And I could not disagree more. Switching the order of two numbers is not a gigantic sin. I do it all the time. Everyone who studies math does it all the time. So, like, if you got this 936 and got it wrong, take heart in the fact that you knew what you were doing. You knew how to count hundreds and tens and ones, and you just flipped the order of two numbers. It happens, and you'll be okay. Practice. And again, with the disclaimer that I acknowledge this is more difficult for some than others, particularly some folks with certain learning disabilities. Anyway. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 600, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 93. 693. And this time they're making us write it. I know I bang on a lot about Khan Academy as an educational resource, and this is why. They started out by giving us a multiple choice. Now they're having us write it out. It's a natural progression, and it's done in a logical way. Okay, 923. Well, it's definitely not C. Those two both look like they have 9. I don't really want to count it out because B can't possibly be right anyway, right? Because that's 32. So I'm going to eliminate B. I know it's not B. I know it's not C. I will assume that it's A without actually counting all of those square blocks. And I will be doing some more discussion about multiple choice questions and how to eliminate answers and stuff like that in future videos. Okay, what do we got? Place values within 1,000. I am ready to practice. I will show you what I can do. Which of the following place value tables shows 394? And by the way, the ability to look at 394 and say 394 is another skill that we will be actually, I think, talking about in just a few minutes here. So being able to go between words and digits and hundreds, tens, ones, being fluent there is the whole purpose of this particular set of topics. So 300s, 9 tens, and 4 ones, 394. And now they do the same thing, but they make us write it. 609 is 6, a 0 in the tens place to represent that there are no tens, and 9 in the ones place. So far, so obvious. Let's see what happens next. So now we've got 4 hundreds, 6 tens, 0 ones. That's 460. And then finally, which of the following place value tables shows 842? That's A. Let's move on. So the place value tables seem pretty easy. You're just breaking the number into sort of wider columns, right? But when you combine that with the visual that we did before, with the hundreds and the tens and the ones, it really connects to the fact that that hundreds place really is 100 little ones. Which again, in second grade is a pretty profound thing. Identify the value of a digit, ones, tens, hundreds. I think this one's probably going to be pretty easy, but then again, we are in second grade. So what value, let's zoom in, what value does the 2 represent in the number 208? Well, that looks like it's 200. Right? That's not just a 2, that's actually a 200. The digit 6 in which number represents a value of actually 6? So we want it in the ones place, right? Looks like A is probably the way to go. B is in the hundreds place, and C is in the tens place. So A is correct. Making sure there wasn't a D. What's the place value of the 2 in 218? And the place value is different from the actual value of the number. I actually want to back up and I want to highlight this because it's a bit of vocabulary that could be a little bit confusing. The place value is the value of 1 unit of that place. Okay? So the place value is hundreds because each 1 block is 100. As opposed to what is the value of 2? What does that 2 actually represent, which is 200? It's a little bit of a subtle distinction, so be careful with that. What value does 9 represent in the number 91? So again, this one's asking the other question. This one's not saying this is not, tens place is not the correct answer here. The correct answer is that the 9 actually represents 90 plus 1. I'm interested in finding and innovating more ways to look at this stuff without just sitting at a computer and doing math problems. Khan Academy is wonderful and I love it so very much, but in second grade, we should be able to gamify this a bit more than just having flashing lights and fun sound effects. I'm pretty sure there's got to be a way that we can come up with something. Anyway, that's a rant I'm not going to do right now. I'm always looking for games that exemplify Common Core standards. I've got a few. That's another thing for you to stay tuned for. Man, I am teasing a lot of stuff today. Create the largest number. I'm trying to pick up the energy a little bit. I'm feeling tired again. Not like exhausted like I was yesterday, but a little bit tired. So, all right, arrange the digits 2, 7, and 6 to create the greatest possible 3-digit number. Again, cannot overstate how much I love this problem. Give this as a puzzle to a kid at some point. If you have someone who's first or second grade, just hand them 3, I don't know, number tiles or dice if you have dice with numbers on them, and just ask them to make the biggest number that they can possibly make out of it. I would be fascinated to hear what their thought process is. What I see here is, well, if I want to make the biggest number possible, then the largest digit had better be the hundreds digit, right? Because I want the most hundreds. The second largest digit should be the middle digit, and then the smallest digit should be the last digit. Whew, I hate that word so much. 762 is the way to make the biggest number possible. And I love to see the look on people's faces when they have that kind of aha switch moment. And this is a wonderful place for that because you can link this together. The way to create the biggest number is to put the digits in descending order from largest to smallest. And we did that in kindergarten. It's the same kind of thing. We are again layering knowledge on top of knowledge. What is the largest number you can create using 1, 8, and 7? Well, that would be 871. Arrange the digits 5, 3, 1. Again, largest, middle, smallest. What is the largest number you can create using a 6, a 3, and an 8? Well, that would be 863. Again, just looking for the one that has a descending order of digits, which is also good practice. Okay, so that gets us through intro to place value. So those were all pretty simple stuff. Let's see if it gets any more complicated from here. I bet it does. But first, let's do a quiz on the intro stuff. What number is shown by the place value blocks? That looks like 32 to me. Oh, I'm sorry, that looks like, see? I'm already going too fast. I'm glad that 32 is one of the answers. Okay. I might have clicked that if I was going really fast. $320 is what this is. Those are 3 hundreds blocks and 2 tens blocks. And what my mind did is it just noticed the relative difference between the two and noticed that there were only 2 of them. So my brain immediately said 32 without actually checking in with the logic center first. Be wary of that. Going too fast can lead to silly mistakes, especially in something that looks like a point-and-click adventure game. 320 is the correct answer. Not that getting a problem wrong is anything to be ashamed of, but, you know, you want to get it right if you can. It's okay to make mistakes, but, you know, we want to try to learn from them and get better. And so long as you are continuing to learn and get better, you're a success, and I don't care what anyone says. Quiz 1 over, and rant over.